Welcome back. In a case that will either strengthen our borders or, in essence, erase them, today the Supreme Court agreed to hear arguments on President Obama's executive orders that establish backdoor amnesty for illegal aliens. Our parent website, Newsmax.com, featured this as its lead story most of today and noted the High Court will hear arguments in April, setting up an expected late June ruling that will very likely stoke the flames of an already fiery debate. For more on this story, we're pleased to be joined by Alfonso Aguilar. He's the executive director of the Latino Partnership at American Principles in Action. He's also the former chief at the U.S. Office of Citizenship, and he joins us tonight from Newsmax, Washington. Meantime, joining us from our Newsmax Prime newsroom, Javier Manjarres. Javier is the managing editor at the Shark Tank blog. That's at shark-tank.com. Got to learn to speak that internet talk, Javier. Both of you, we thank for being here tonight on Newsmax Prime. Javi, I've got mixed emotions. On one hand, I'm glad the Supreme Court is going to hear this and possibly handcuff this president with what are clearly unconstitutional actions. On the other hand, with the court seemingly bowing to political pressure, and in particular the Chief Justice, who made a curious decision about Obamacare, I'm afraid the court could side with Obama. How do you see it?
Well, I agree. I'm concerned in that regard because, look, there's other courts that have seen that this was unconstitutional by President Obama, what he's done, the executive amnesty orders. But look, we don't know what's going to happen with the Supreme Court. Like you mentioned with Obamacare, what's to say that Justice Roberts doesn't do the same thing he did with Obamacare? I'm a little concerned with it too. So, but again, I agree with you 100% on that.
Alfonso was standing by for us in Washington. We're having some trouble with the signal, so we hope to get him back in just a second. But let me continue on. You take a look at the court, and in particular, Associate Justice Sonia Sotomayor. She spoke at Duke University Law School when she was just a federal judge, essentially saying, hey, look, let's drop the facade. Let's all acknowledge that we use the law to our own political ends. So you know the Obama appointees will be all in for this unconstitutional action by the president.
Right. No, I agree. Yeah, but that's the thing. This is they say that the court shouldn't be political, but it is a political court. And she said it herself. Look, again, I'm concerned that Roberts may side with the Obama side of the court, and if that happens, then we have it's what we all fear, the pathway to citizenship for millions of illegals, and it won't stop there. It's going to continue.
Alfonso, we welcome you in. Sorry for those technical difficulties from Washington. Your take on this upcoming Supreme Court case?
Well, as you know, I opposed Obama's executive action because I thought he should have tried to work with Congress. That's what our constitutional process mandates. He should have given an opportunity to the newly elected Republican Congress, and he didn't because he wanted to play politics with the issue. Having said that, I must say that the problem is not Roberts or Sotomayor. The problem is Justice Kennedy. And remember, the case regarding the Arizona immigration law, and Congressman, you're very familiar with that law. In that opinion, Justice Kennedy basically gave the green light to the administration to proceed with this executive action. He stated in the opinion that the law enforcement agencies of the federal government have ample prosecutorial discretion to determine who stays in the country and who's removed.
Right. That is a point well taken. So, we will keep our eye on Justice Kennedy. Go ahead.
So I have a feeling that they're going to validate the executive action 5-4, which will definitely have an impact in the general election.
Well, if that happens, we might as well erase our borders. Now, speaking of the general election, Marco Rubio was on NBC's Meet the Press this past Sunday. He made comments that I think upset a lot of the political base, in essence endorsing a form of amnesty. Here's what the senator had to say.
Are you still for finding a way for them to legally stay in the United States?
Yeah, look, if you're a criminal alien, no, you can't stay. If you're someone that hasn't been here for a very long time, you can't stay.
Wait a minute, define criminal alien.
Have a reasonable solution.
Define criminal alien. Isn't anybody who's here illegal? Well, okay, so not because some people argue
immigration law, right? I mean, obviously,
okay,
but no, but I've said that before, Todd. That's been convinced. I mean, a felon, someone who's committed a crime, a non-immigration related, obviously, and that's what I've talked about in the past. So I do believe. I don't think you're going to round up and deport 12 million people.
All right, so you heard him right there. The political damage. I want to hear from both of you. 15 seconds each. Javi, first to you.
considering what he said in the past, what he said now, Senator Rubio has no credibility whatsoever on immigration reform. We don't know what he's going to say next. In 2010, he was hawkish on immigration reform. Now he's not. Now he wants a pathway, and then someday he doesn't. I don't know where he's going to stand.
Final word to Alfonso. Alfonso, 15 seconds.
No, I disagree. Marco Rubio knows immigration very well. It's one of the candidates that knows the issue better than most. I think that's where perhaps you and I disagree, Congressman. A path to legal status after you pay a fine and pay back taxes is not amnesty.
It is amnesty, but we'll agree to disagree. Alfonso, Javier, we thank you both very much. You heard what they had to say. Agree or disagree? Send me your comments at newsmaxtv.com/comments. Up next, Jeffrey Lord. He's written a new book about Donald Trump.